Beyond the Ring of Stones, Book 3, The Silver Shard. Prologue, The Whisper in the Ruins. Beneath the collapsed spires of the obsidian bastion, where shadows once ruled and nightmares feasted, silence had reigned for months. Until now. A tremor. Not of earth. Not of magic. Of will. From beneath a slab of void-forged stone, slick with residual shadow and dew, something stirred. A shard. Not black, like the obsidian key. Not gold, like the hearth key. Silver. Cold. Gleaming. Pulse-like. It whispered, not in words, but in intent. Mother. I am still here. They think you are broken. They think you are gone. But I remember. I remember the throne. I remember the hunger. I remember the light that burned you. Let me be your vengeance. Let me be your heir. Far away, in a fluorescent-lit coffee shop in suburban Willowdale, Lady Nixera, former sovereign of shadows, now a Nikki, barista number 2, dropped a tray of oat milk lattes. She didn't curse. She didn't scream. She smiled. A slow, serpentine curl of the lips. Her fingers twitched, not with magic. With memory. And deep within her, something answered. I hear you, child. Come to me. We will burn their light from the inside. Chapter 1, The Calm Before the Storm. Life in Haven's Hollow had never been brighter. Literally. Since the defeat of Lady Nixera and the forging of the Hearth Key, the city glowed with a gentle, golden radiance, a permanent aurora born of the family's bond. Markets bustled. Sky parade soared. Even the grumpy gargoyles on the guild hall had started smiling and occasionally tap dancing. The Hearthborn were legends. Their cottage, now officially designated the Hearthstone Sanctum, floated serenely above the city's central lake, accessible by Rainbow Ferry and guarded by a rotating squad of elite skycats, Tigger's Pyrotech Division. Each member of the family had found their calling. Mum. Grand Weaver of the Guild, her potions now capable of mending broken souls and reigniting lost dreams. Her Weaver's Atelier had a 6-month waiting list, and a secret back room where she brewed experimental Phimotion elixirs. Side effects may include spontaneous singing or uncontrollable truth-telling. Dad, promoted to High Arbiter of Mundane Solutions, he now lectured at the Academy of Arcane Infrastructure. His best-selling manual, Duct Tape, Logic, and Other Heresies, Why Magic Needs a Reality Check. Students adored him. Senior mags feared him. Set, youngest guild counselor in history, he'd spearheaded the Unified Defense Initiative, integrating Feybound Scouts, Sky Reaver Cavalry, and Merfolk Tidal Mags into a single, terrifyingly efficient force. He also secretly trained a unit of Shadowbreakers, warriors trained to fight void magic using non-magical tactics, Dad's curriculum. Rhett, co-captain, with Zephyr. Of the newly formed Skyward Vanguard, a rapid response team that patrolled the realm's borders. Their motto, if it's weird, dangerous, or smells funny, we'll punch it. Rhett's personal ship, the Whoopee Cushion, was feared across 7 sky realms. Kit, officially ambassador to the Feybound realm, unofficially Crown Prince Consort, he still denied it, but wore Lyrael's crown to breakfast. He discovered he could now sing magic into existence, lullabies that healed, chants that calmed storms, ditties that made flowers bloom in seconds. His voice was becoming a force of nature. The cats? National treasures. Luna, Duchess Regent of the Rooftop Realms, presided over her nap court every Tuesday. Tigger, Admiral of the Sky Patrol, recently knighted for bravery in the face of squirrel uprisings. Misty Anapt Serena, her consultancy now franchised across 3 floating islands. Shadow and Whiskers. Co-leaders of the Midnight Mischief Brigade, a guild of alley cats who solved crimes, recovered stolen pastries, and occasionally ran underground fight clubs for yarn balls. Peace. Prosperity. Purpose. But in the realm of magic, peace is a lie told by those who haven't seen the storm coming. Chapter 2, The First Sign, The Silent Sky. It began with the birds. Not real birds. The sky sparrows, tiny, crystalline avians that sang the weather into being. Their songs dictated wind, rain, sun. One morning, they fell silent. Not one. Not 10. All of them. Across Haven's hollow, across the sky maze, across the sea of sighs, silence. Then, at noon, they rose as one, and flew *west. Not singing. Whispering. A single word, carried on the wind. Air. The guild convened emergency council. Centaur Ion Thistlebrook's monocle cracked from stress. An omen, muttered Master Quilby, sipping moonbeam tea. The sparrows only fall silent when a sovereign rises, or falls. Commander Vexis slammed a fist on the table. We must find the source. Now. Set stood. We're on it. As they left, Kit tugged Mum's sleeve. The shards, they're humming. Like they're scared. In his satchel, the 7 shards of the hearth key glowed, not warmly. Warningly. Chapter 3, The Nexus of Whispers, Again. Their first clue led them back to the Athenaeum of Echoed Minds. Librarian Aula greeted them with wide, worried eyes. The Nexus of Whispers, it has changed, she hooted. The Chamber of Regret is no longer a mirror. It is a window. They entered. The chamber was different. No reflections of regret. Instead, a vision. A child. No older than Kit. Pale skin. Silver hair. Eyes like fractured mirrors. Standing in the ruins of the obsidian bastion. Holding the silver shard. Speaking to the wind. Mother. I am coming. They think their light is pure. I will show them, even light casts shadows. And I am the shadow of their love. The vision faded. Kit whispered, Who is that? Aula's feathers ruffled. The texts speak of it, rarely. The Echo Child, born not of flesh, but of the aftermath of great magic. When light and shadow collide, sometimes, something new is born. Something hungry. Dad frowned. So. Nyxera has a kid. Not a child, Set said grimly. A weapon. Forged from the collision of her darkness, and our light. Rhett cracked his knuckles. Great. Evil tween with a grudge. My favorite kind of villain. Mum placed a hand on Kit's shoulder. We find them. Before they find us. Chapter 4, The Child of Silver, First Encounter. They tracked the Echo Child to the Shattered Vale, a canyon where time bled, and memories pooled like water. They found the child standing atop a spire of broken clocks, the silver shard floating above their palm. The child turned. No malice in their eyes. Only curiosity. Hello, Hearthborn, the child said. Voice soft. Genderless. Ageless. I've been waiting for you. Set drew his blade. Who are you? The child smiled. I am what you made. When your light burned my mother, it left an imprint. A scar. And from that scar, I grew. Kit stepped forward. You don't have to be like her. The child tilted their head. Like who? The woman in the coffee shop? She is diminished. Broken. I am not broken. I am complete. They raised the silver shard. The sky darkened. Not with clouds. With mirrors. Thousands of them, floating, reflecting, distorting. Each mirror showed a different version of the Hearthborn. A world where they never reunited after the trial. A world where Dad never believed. A world where Mum left. A world where Set failed. A world where Rhett died. A world where Kit was forgotten. The child whispered, You think your love is perfect. But every light has cracks. I will show them to you. The mirrors lunged, not to attack. To infect. Where they touched skin, they left silver marks, and with them, doubt. Dad touched his arm. And suddenly remembered every time he dismissed his son's dreams. Mum touched her cheek, and felt the sting of every dream she'd buried. Set touched his chest, and heard every voice that ever called him not enough. Rhett touched his leg, and felt the loneliness beneath every laugh. Kit touched his hand, and heard the whispers, no one listens. You're too small. They fell to their knees. The child watched, serene. See? Even love has shadows. Kit looked up, tears in his eyes. But we choose the light anyway. He began to sing. Not a battle hymn. A lullaby. Mum's lullaby. The one he'd given up for the nexus of roots. The silver marks flickered. The mirrors trembled. The child's eyes widened. No. That shouldn't work. Kit kept singing. One by one, his family joined him. Not in perfect harmony. In messy, off-key, heartfelt harmony. The song wasn't magic. It was memory. It was home. The mirrors shattered. The child screamed, not in rage. In confusion. Why? Why does your light still burn? They vanished, ripped backward through a silver rift. The silver shard fell to the ground. Kit picked it up. It didn't burn. It wept. Chapter 5, The Traitor in the Guild. Back in Haven's Hollow, they presented the silver shard to the guild council. Thistlebrook stared at it like it was a live scorpion. This changes everything. The Echo Child is not just a threat. It's a counter-key. It can undo the half-key's power. Master Quilby adjusted his spectacles. Worse. It can corrupt it. Turn your bond into a weapon against you. Commander Vexis growled. Then we destroy it. No, Kit said softly. It's alive. In a way. It's scared. Like we were. Dad nodded. It's a kid. A messed up, reality-warping kid, but a kid. The council argued for hours. Then, a voice from the back. Glim Twigbottom. She stepped forward, clipboard in hand, monocle gleaming. I've been researching, she said. The silver shard isn't just a weapon. It's a focus. It amplifies what's already there. If the Echo Child is born of your light and Nixera's shadow, then it can be changed. How? Set asked. Glim smiled. By giving it what it never had. What's that? Rhett asked. A family. Silence. Then Mum, you want us to adopt the Shadow Child. Glim shrugged. Stranger things have happened. Also, Pip says if we don't, it'll probably turn our toilets into portals to the void. Again. Before they could decide, alarms blared. The Echo Child had attacked the Feybound embassy. Chapter 6, The Battle for the Facespring. The Feybound realm, a dimension woven from laughter, starlight, and spilled tea, was under siege. Silver mirrors floated through the air, reflecting twisted versions of the Feybound, turning them against each other. Princess Lirael fought bravely, but her wings were fraying, her light dimming. Kit arrived first, singing. His song calmed the mirrors. Slowed them. The rest of the family followed. Dad used his mundanity kit to ground the mirrors, duct taping them to trees, spraying them with fire extinguisher foam. Mum wove shields of golden light, protecting the Feybound. Set and Rhett dueled mirror clones of themselves, fighting not with anger, but with understanding. I know why you're angry, Set told his clone. But we're better than this. The clone hesitated, and shattered. Kit reached the center, where the Echo Child stood, weeping silver tears. You don't have to do this, Kit said. You can be with us. The child looked at him. Why? You have everything. I have nothing. Kit took their hand. Then take what we have. It's not perfect. But it's real. He placed the silver shard in their palm. The child gasped. The shard warmed. The mirrors dissolved. The face-spring bloomed anew. The child looked at the Halfborn, not with hatred. With wonder. What is this feeling? They whispered. Mum knelt beside them. It's called being loved. The child's name, they whispered, was Eris. And for the first time, they smiled. Chapter 7, The Adoption, and Nixera's Escape. The guild was skeptical. Adopting a reality-warping shadow being forged from cosmic trauma? Are you insane? Thistlebrook demanded. Yes, Dad said. But it's working. Eris moved into the Hearthstone Sanctum, given a room that shifted between a starlit forest and a cozy attic. They liked both. They were quiet. Watchful. But slowly, they began to laugh. They helped Kit with his songs. They played chess with Luna, and lost. A lot. They even tried Dad's mundanity training, and accidentally turned the kitchen into a zero-gravity zone. Dad considered it a success. But peace never lasts. One night, Eris woke screaming. Mother is coming. They were right. In Willowdale, Lady Nixera had escaped. Not with magic. With paperwork. She'd filed a legal claim, as Eris's biological progenitor, for custody. And the Interdimensional Court of Realms had granted her a hearing. If she won, Eris would be returned to her. And the silver shard with them. Chapter 8, The Trial of Light and Shadow. The court convened in the Hall of Balanced Scales, a floating amphitheater where laws of magic and mortal realms intersected. Nixera stood, no longer in a barista apron, but in robes of woven twilight, her power restored by Eris's awakening. She smiled. I am here for my child. The silver heir. Born of my will. Stolen by sentimental mortals. The Halfborn stood as Eris's guardians. The judge? The arbiter of thresholds, a being of living parchment and ink, voice like rustling leaves. Present your case. Nixera spoke first. The child is mine by right of creation. Their power is shadow. Their destiny is darkness. The Halfborn corrupt them with light. Mum stepped forward. Eris is not a weapon. They are a child. And children choose their family. Set, they chose us. Ret. They laughed with us. Dad, they helped me fix the toaster. That's basically a blood oath. Kit held Eris's hand. They're scared. But they're brave. They're kind. They're one of us. The arbiter turned to Eris. Child of Silver. Whose voice do you follow? Eris looked at Nixera. Then at the Halfborn. They stepped forward. And sang. Not a lullaby. A new song. Of starlight and shadow. Of doubt and courage. Of being lost and being found. The hall filled with light, and within it, threads of silver. The arbiter bowed. The child's heart is their own. Their choice is clear. Nixera screamed. No. They are mine. She lunged, not for Eris. For the silver shard. She seized it. And laughed. Fools. I needed only their trust to reclaim it. With this, I will unmake your precious veil. She vanished, shard in hand. Eris collapsed, weeping. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Kit hugged them. It's not your fault. We'll get it back. Mum held them close. Together. Chapter 9. The final battle, the Veil's Edge. Nixera's ritual began at the edge of the Veil, a place where all worlds brushed against each other, a cliff of fractured realities. She stood at the precipice, silver shard raised high. Behold! The unmaking. Asterisk. The shard pulsed, not with shadow. With silver light. It wasn't obeying her. It was rejecting her. What? No. I am your mother. The shard floated from her hand. Toward Eris, who stood with the Hearthborn. Eris reached out. And spoke. You gave me power. But they gave me love. I choose love. They took the shard. And changed it. Not to shadow. Not to light. To balance. The silver shard became the twilight key, a key of harmony, of acceptance, of wholeness. Nyxera screamed, not in rage. In despair. You abandoned me? For them asterisk. Eris looked at her. You never wanted me. You wanted a weapon. They wanted me. Nyxera fell to her knees. I don't know how to be anything else. Dad stepped forward. Then learn. He offered her a hand. She stared at it. Then took it. Not because she was defeated. Because she was tired. The twilight key pulsed. The veil stabilized. Not broken. Not sealed. Balanced. Chapter 10, Epilogue, The Hearth That Holds All. 1 year later. The Hearthstone Sanctum had a new wing, the Twilight Suite, where Eris's room now shifted between starlight, shadow, and cozy blankets. Nyxera? She lived in a small cottage nearby, under guild supervision, but healing. She taught shadow etiquette at the academy. Lesson 1, screaming is inefficient. Passive aggression is art. She even drank tea with Mum. Decaf. With oat milk. The twilight key hung above the hearth, not as a weapon. As a symbol. Of balance. Of family. Of home. The Hearthborn? Still adventurers. Still legends. Still together. Mum opened a new wing of the atelier, Embrace Your Shadow, potions that helped people accept their flaws. Dad wrote a new book. How to Parent a Cosmic Entity and Other Mundane Miracles. Set became guild commander, leading not with force, but with wisdom. Rhett and Zephyr adopted a stray cloud dragon. Named it Sir Fluffington. Kit and Eris performed duets across the realm, songs that healed, songs that calmed storms, songs that made flowers bloom in seconds. Lyrael and Kit? Officially engaged. He stopped denying it. Mostly. The cats? Luna became Chancellor of Naps. Tigger? Grand Admiral. Misty? Nap Pope. Glim and Pip? Their business now included interdimensional adoption services. And Nyxera? She visited every Sunday. Brought cookies. Didn't poison them. Mostly. One evening, as the twin moons rose, the family sat on the porch. Eris leaned against Kit. Do you think we're really a family? Mum smiled. We don't think it. We are it. Dad ruffled Eris's hair. Even the weird, shadowy, reality-warping parts. Set raised his mug. To the Hearthborn. Rhett grinned. To chaos, cats, and cosmic toddlers. Kit giggled. To home. Eris whispered, to us. They clinked mugs. Above them, the stars blinked, not in warning. In welcome. They were adventurers. They were family. They were whole. And their story? It was only just beginning. Post-credits teaser, The Door Beyond the Veil. Deep in the Hall of Balanced Scales, in a vault no one visits. A door appears. Not of wood. Not of magic. Of static. Like an old TV screen. On it, flickering images. A city of glass towers under twin suns. A desert where sand sings. A library floating in a black hole. A child with eyes like galaxies, waving. A voice crackles through. Hearthborn, you're not alone. The multiverse is calling. Are you ready? The door vanishes, leaving only static and a single, glowing remote control with a Channel 7 button. End of Book 3. Coming in Book 4, The Multiverse Remote. The Hearthborn discover they're not the only family to cross the veil. And some of the others aren't so friendly.